Fans. What's good? What's good? What's good, fans? I gotta start the show off like I gotta start the show off like this. The commentary I was just having before the show started, before we hit the live button, the commentary from the other end of the other end, that right side of the screen for you guys is just coming with some complete garbage that we'll get back to in a minute.
Who am I speaking to right now?
Cameron.
My name
Cameron.
is
Cam Buford.
I'm a Dolphin fan.
There's always room for improvement. I'm more a fan of boxing. Boxing is my main sport.
As a competitor, how much does that competitive spirit get in there and say, I want to fight this guy? I want to get some of this guy.
Of course, I want to fight all the guys. Of course that. But at the same time, like I keep telling you, it's a business.
Think about it like this: the promoter pays the fighter pays the manager.
Okay.
So the manager works for the fighter, and the fighter works
for the promoter. Okay.
If you can see, you can believe.
So you are lifting weights currently?
No, it's not look like that.
When he said it's easier to score in the NBA versus Europe, did you agree with them?
To me, it's easy to score all over the world.
Aaron, what has the game of baseball taught you?
One of the biggest things is being humble.
Can you give a message to the kids to kind of persevere through the false teachings they may be giving?
Patience.
Okay.
Patience.
As the show voice of the fan,
Oh my goodness!
continues to
I'm in
evolve.
tears.
Come on, you were adding some spice to it.
It is strictly banter back and forth between myself and Cameron Buford.
I enjoy all of it.
The real ones know what's going on, right?
Like you said, it's my voice. So I think it's a big part of my game. And every time I step on the floor, I just want to represent myself.
You play this game and you don't not trying to win a championship, then why are you playing for?
I'm happy for the Mariners. I'm happy for the whole
Cam. Nobody.
Go watch the tape. Go watch the tape, and then you tell me if it was all about just a system.
You look like a buffoon.
Go do your research. Go do your study.
I feel like that translated.
Oh, this guy.
That's what's good in sports, man. It's the big Snoop Dogg, man.
That's what's good in sport. Hey, man, thanks for making our voice your choice. You know how we do. Yeah.
Here we are, fans. Week 239 of the Voice of the Fans podcast. We got NBA action in full swing. We got the NFL draft that just happened. We got some Major League Baseball. We're going to have a Major League Baseball conversation tonight, whether Cleveland wants to or not. We got a lot of things that we're going to get started to, fans, tonight. But we start our show each and every week, Cleveland, with our numbers game. Again, it is week 239. May 2nd? Wow. Week 239 of the Voice of the Fans podcast. As I stated, we got NBA basketball we're going to talk about. And NFL draft we're going to talk about. We got some boxing we're going to touch on, Cleveland. We also have our favorite segment, our fan favorite segment, This Week in History. We're going to get to that as well. But I'm going to start the show off, Cleveland, before we get to our numbers game. The 5 main topics of the show, Cleveland. Lamar signs a deal. And now the Ravens might have the most talent Lamar's ever seen. At least from a wide receiver standpoint. These NBA playoffs, Cleveland, you're lucky Lakers. You're lucky Lakers, boy. We're going to talk about what they did to Memphis and how they squeaked by the Grizzlies. We're going to get into that one there. The NFL draft. Pete and John. Yeah, I want to know what Pete and John did this weekend. I want to know what you guys did for Pete and John. Because last year, Pete and John were slipping down the slope there. They made some draft picks. It took a few games for you guys to understand what they drafted, and then you guys would have put them back up on their perch. They rose to the top of the the Lumen Stadium. And they sat there at their peak up there, at their perch up there. So Pete and John were untouchable there for about 9 months. And I want to know what happened with Pete and John this weekend. What's your thoughts of Pete and John? We want to get into that. We also there's some stuff going on at Climate Pledge Arena. What's going on down there in Climate Pledge Arena? What's going on so late in the springtime? I guess it's early spring. But what's going down there in Climate Pledge Arena so early in the springtime off of Denny Road? Tell what Cleveland, let the people know.
Oh man, it's cracking out down here.
It's
I mean,
cracking down there.
That's what's going on.
It's cracking down there. As I stated, fans, we're gonna get to some Major League Baseball conversation a little later on in the show. But each and every week, Cleveland, we start our numbers game. When you think of the number 2, who wore that number best, or who do you think of first?
It's the same answer. It's the captain, Derek Jeter.
Moses Malone?
Nah, man.
First guy out of high school to come win a championship? Moses?
It's the captain, and if we get to it, I got something I want to address about that Golden State Laker series that's coming up.
We said you got A-Rod in the house, A-Rod and his receivers. Everybody came out in New York. I don't know if you was watching it, but who didn't come out? Tracy Morgan was out there. Dave Chappelle out there. They got A-Rod in the house. Your boy Salah out in the house. Everybody's in the house for the New York Knicks tonight. Looks like they're going to pull off the win, 105-110. New York Knicks is up with 12 seconds to go. So it looks like they're going to pull that off and tie that series up. It's a good series to talk about, though. Also, number 39, Cleveland. When you think of number 39, who wore that number the best? Or who come to your mind first?
I was just thinking of a guy that show my age a little bit, fans. Cat used to play for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Dave Parker, with the All-Star game coming back to Seattle. I was thinking with that big, strong arm. But who wore the best? I'm thinking Steven Jackson, probably, most likely.
Really? Yeah. LeGarrette Blount wore it better than Steven Jackson.
No, he did not.
All of a sudden now rings don't matter? Yeah. All of a sudden now rings don't matter?
In football, they matter less.
Cleveland with his moving target. Cleveland in the moving target. Larry Zonka. You ever heard of that guy? Larry Zonka?
I've heard of that dude. He's all right. He did some things.
Right. He's all right. Come on.
Back in
Cut
the
it out.
And stuff.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Cleveland.
Yeah.
Before this happened before the draft, so let's talk about Lamar Jackson and his mama take claim to the highest paid player in the NFL. What'd you think about that? 5 years, $260 million, $185 guaranteed.
Congratulations to him. It's been quite the ordeal, a lot of back and forth. And, when you have to sit in those rooms with no representation, it's just you and that guy. It's got to be uncomfortable at times. So the mere fact that it was able to get done, I was a little bit disappointed that I heard that it's very similar to the same deal that they offered him a year ago. So not a whole lot more, movement on their part per se, but happy for him that it got done. And hey, $185 guaranteed $1 million is a lot of money. So
to my understanding, the Ravens got an extra year on the deal out of Lamar. And that they threw $5 more million on there from that $180 million that was offered last year. But that was a 4-year deal. The total package wasn't as high. But good deal. Good deal for those guys. I think it's a deal where, what they say in negotiations, if you walk away with negotiations thinking I should have got more, both sides thinking I should have got more, in that respect, it was a good negotiation. So I'm sure Lamar was saying I should have got more. The Ravens are I think it's hysterical about what they did. They were able to get Lamar signed. Now they have Lamar and your boy Odell, and then they drafted they drafted another receiver. So they have essentially a 3 wide receiver offense that they can run effectively. If they can get any production out of Dobbins in the running game, they will, because that's their heritage there. Whether it's Dobbins, whether it's Edwards, whomever they get that running game out of, they can be really dangerous. On the offensive side of the ball, anyways. So a good deal for the Ravens. Finally get that done. Cleveland. who got drafted to the best spot, would you say? Was it when I ask this question, I'm thinking about the quarterbacks, and I was going to come back and ask you who did the best and who had the best draft. So, but you can go ahead and answer if it's somebody outside the quarterback, Young, Stroud, and Richardson. Who got drafted to the best spot?
Who got drafted to the best spot? So, if we look at the top 5, I would say the player that got drafted to the best spot is the cornerback from Illinois, Witherspoon, because he has a chance to impact the playoff.
This guy's gonna go to number 5 of the draft pick. And what did you just drop? What did you just say right there? You think you try to sneak it in there? You try to. I heard what you said.
To a team that made the playoffs the year before, so he has the best opportunity to succeed immediately.
I like how you twist that up. Pete and John probably appreciate that. How you just kind of massages there, from the backside. I mean, did you do a foot massage too while you were over there on this past weekend? Did you give John and Pete a foot massage or just a back rub? What did you do?
Did no such thing. None of that.
No. Come on now. Don't talk about you. Don't act
like
draft.
Draft. We have to see how it all plays out. I mean, it's.
Well, you just told me the guy has the best chance to go to the playoffs.
You asked the question, and you said who got drafted to the best situation, right? And so the player that got drafted by a playoff team. Those other 4 teams that had picks before the 5 pick were not playoff teams, and 3 of them desperately needed a quarterback. So he's going to be in harm's way at every turn.
So listen, the Houston Texans. I can't recall seeing this happen. Maybe you can remind me, fans, chime in if you've seen this happen before. I can't recall it happening. The Houston Texans take your guy, C.J. Stroud, who I'm still not convinced of. Still not convinced of the guy who played with Snoop's league, and all of a sudden he's supposed to be a NFL quarterback taking these guys to the promised land. I'm not convinced. However, if they're convinced they got their quarterback, that's what matters. And then they turn around and trade back up to get Will Anderson. That was a hell of a move. That was a hell of a move. To get your guy at 2, you desperately needed a quarterback. And to come back around and not even come back around, wait around, they went immediately. They kept their hand on a button, if you will. We got 2 picks, commish. And go get Will Anderson. I thought that was a good move. Cleveland, when have you seen that happen before?
I can't say as I've ever seen that happen before. Certainly not when you get probably the best quarterback in the draft and then quite possibly the best defensive player in the draft. I did
hold you to that best quarterback in the draft.
I did watch the Indianapolis Colts one time draft Steve Entman and then turn around and draft Quentin Coryatt, which was kind of like, ooh, wow, you're just trying
That's right. They did.
Really like bolster that defense like right now. So that was kind of cool. But, how long did
Coryatt play, though? That was kind of a
maybe 5-6 years. I mean, they neither one of them panned out. So that was kind of a disappointment. And,
I mean, Entman had a couple years where he was solid, but it was
not the 1 and 2 pick in the draft. They didn't have that kind of production. It was,
he did not.
They missed on that, but we'll just say that.
Yeah, I forgot about the Colts and Quentin Coryatt. Oof, that was a reach right there. I'm holding you to that. Stroud is the best quarterback in the draft. He's not going to be better than Young. He's not a better quarterback than Young. I don't know how I'm not confident in the scheme and what we'll see. Is this Reich's last time?
Just real quick. Let's just touch on this. Cam, how happy are you with Tua Tagovailoa right now?
Well, what Tua have to do with the conversation? Tua
a young, fragile Alabama quarterback. That's not really big enough to play in the NFL.
Excuse me if I missed it, but did Young did he break a limb? Did he have a hip surgery? Excuse me, I didn't miss. I might have missed it though. I mean, I don't pay a lot of attention to Alabama.
No, you didn't.
Even though I'm
No,
stuck down here.
no,
But did I miss that?
You didn't
Did I
miss
miss
it, but
What the hell are you talking about?
it's coming, man. Come on, man. He's
Oh,
not being able to play quarterback.
Stop being a hater, bro. I'm not. Is this has to be Frank Wright's like final move, right? Like final step, right? Because he failed with his veteran quarterbacks in the Colts with the Colts, right? Now he gets a new team. They pick the number one guy. This has to be Frank Wright's final chance, right? I mean, he has to make it right? He has to get the best out of Young, right? They have to do that. Am I wrong, or does he live along to make another draft? Does Frank Wright stick around long enough to draft another quarterback?
No.
I don't think. That's just a question. That's something that come on.
No. Yeah, he's tied to this one.
What was the best pick? Richardson going in the Colts? I don't like that. I don't like that. There's something to Bill Parcells saying that the quarterback needs 40 starts. What do you say? 40 starts in college, so you know what he's about when he gets to the league. I think there's something to that.
No, that's an awful lot. I'm hoping it's less than 40 because that would be 10 starts this season.
I'm almost sure he said 40 starts.
Wow.
I'm almost positive.
Ooh. That's old school.
I mean, but you don't know what these guys have.
But at the same time, when you are saying that, the list of quarterbacks that have been drafted in the first round with less than 15 starts was gross. Did you see that list?
No, I didn't. I didn't see it.
Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Cam Newton, Mitch Trubisky. I mean, that list was gross. Like, ooh.
So with that was less than 15.
Wayne Gabbert, it was like, ooh. The list sucked.
Yeah, I think it was 40. I think it was 40.
It wasn't 40. It couldn't have been 40, man. Come on, that's like starting every game.
Bill Parcells supposedly checklist. He wanted a quarterback, 3-year starter, graduating senior, a winner, at least 23 starts. Excuse me.
Okay.
At least 23 starts.
Yeah.
I doubled it
half
up.
as many.
I doubled it up. 23 starts out of at least 30 starts. The player needed 21 touchdowns and an interception ratio of 60% completion rate. So I mean, so you saw a benchmark of what, 15? You said of some terrible QBs.
Oh yeah, the ones that had been less than that, it was horrific. Like this probably is not going to work out. Cam was like the only success story. The other ones were just like, wow.
I mean, was Cam a success story, or was?
Yeah, he was the league MVP and went to the Super Bowl, so that's a success story.
So just getting there is good enough. Just getting there is good enough. I mean, what happened the next year? He was out the league in 2 years.
No, it wasn't 2 years. It was like 5 years after his MVP season.
Well, excuse me, I wasn't really counting when he went and played for Bill Belichick in the Patriots.
Okay, but even before then, it was quite a few years after that. It wasn't,
Cleveland. He was out the league after what the what you call it made the Panthers made the Super Bowl against the Broncos. 2 years later, he wasn't a starter on the Panthers team. Didn't he play for you guys? Or did he flirt around with you guys? I don't know. Did he flirt around with John and Pete a little bit?
No, he did not.
So the best pick in your mind was Witherspoon? You like that, huh? You like that going cornerback at number 5?
No, not really. I mean, really, what this will come down to, it will be the Will Levis draft. I mean, the Seahawks were sitting pretty when they thought people wanted Will Levis, and once they realized that no one wanted Will Levis, then it was like, oh, well, we better recalibrate here real quick, and we don't like Jalen. So, and Will's already gone, so this is the next best player on the draft. Yeah.
Okay, so Eagles send a third round pick to the Lions. Guess who they sent that third round pick to the Lions for? I'm sure you heard of this, right?
DeAndre Swift, right?
Who actually should have been a Dolphin. Who the Dolphins just today they said they're not picking up the extension on Igbalami, the dude from Clemson, who they had no business drafting, who they should have drafted Swift. But this guy he's not. I think this guy had 3 starts in his 5 years in the league, 4 years in the league. Next year will be his 5th. Best pick was Nolan Smith. Hey, that was a good pick. That was a great pick. 4-3 coming off the corner. Woo. The Eagles. I mean, we might as well touch on it. The Eagles did a great job. I mean, I've always thought, Cleveland, why not go get some of the best players from the best team in college football and make that your squad? The Eagles the Eagles just did that. They went and got some of the best players from the best team in college football and had them all play together. I think that was. We'll see how ingenious it was. It was. We'll see how that works out. But I thought initially that was a good move. 10-2 Golden State up on the Lakers. Clay just hit a 3. 10-2 halftime. Or not halftime, excuse me. 10-3 timeout. 8.5 minutes to go in the first. But I always thought that. Why doesn't the team do that? And they actually did that, man. And I want to see kind of, what do you think about that?
Well,
I know that better.
I mean, it's interesting. I like the Philadelphia experiment. I really, really do. It reminds me of when Jimmy Johnson took over the Dallas Cowboys and all the picks were just Miami Hurricanes. Like
a lot of them were, yeah.
I know what that's all about, and I'm 100% positive they're going to be impactful for the team. And, we're just, getting the band back together, Blues Brothers style. Great. Now, does it work with the Georgia team? I don't know if that talent is exceptional as the Miami.
Right. So when Miami,
the early 90s or the early 2000s, either one of those. Okay. Well, if you just bring everyone from that team to the pros, yeah, you got something special. Is bring everybody from the Georgia back-to-back national championship team together again? Is that special? Or are some of those players going to get exposed in the pros because it's the pros now, and it's not just the SEC, and you're not just doing a whole bunch of stuff against
Cleveland slamming the ACC? Wait, Cleveland! I'm not gonna let that run. I'm not gonna let that slide under the table. Cleveland just slammed the SEC right there.
No, I did not.
Cleveland just slammed the SEC, fans. You guys heard it. This ain't the SEC no more, Kenny.
It's not. It's the NFL.
Right. We know.
Yeah. So you dominating again, SEC caliber talent is great. Can you bring that to the NFL and dominate in that same way?
That it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to definitely keep them watching. But the Eagles, I think the Eagles did a good job. They got your guy Carter. You try to drop salt on Carter all off season, and he ended up sliding past you guys. But I think the best thing, not only are they bringing in his college buddies, but they're putting them with mentors. They're putting, and this is to talk about those Grizzlies right now. Before we get to
Cam, do football players need mentors?
You need veterans. Any team needs veterans to show these young guys how to get it done.
Yeah,
what they're supposed
they need a tad bit of structure, and sometimes mentorship is cool, but that's not what superstars need in the NFL. They don't need mentors. That's a basketball term.
Are we going to say all those guys that are they drafted are superstars? You just question whether they can translate into the NFL. You
were talking specifically about Jalen Carter, who was supposed to be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Oh, yes. You don't think he needs a mentor? That's the problem. He wasn't the number 1 pick in the draft. You don't think he needs a mentor? You don't think he needs somebody to say, "Hey, yo"? Come
He's
over
a
here,
beast.
bro.
He's a beast. We're talking football, man. He's a beast. He's a beast.
They need, just as I was stating, as the Grizzlies need veterans on their
No,
team
man.
to
Don't,
guide these young guys and put them in the right
there
direction.
you go. There you go. There you go. Crossing up sports again. Nah,
Cleavon,
football players.
Cleavon,
They're
stop
just
it, man. I'm
beasts,
not
but they're
buying.
not.
I'm not buying this, Cleavon. Cleavon, what happened? Your Grizzlies just
Warren
blown out by
Sapp
40
Warren Sapp
because
didn't need a
they were too
mentor.
young. They couldn't
Lawrence
keep up.
Taylor didn't need a mentor. Cortez Kennedy
You don't
didn't
think
need a
Lawrence?
mentor.
Lawrence Taylor had Bill Belichick on the fucking sideline, Cleveland, to coach him up. He needed somebody. Cortez Kennedy needed somebody. He was there by himself, but he was a different breed. I'm not Cortez Kennedy's kind of a different breed. Just a football player. He didn't come with all the extra baggage. Lawrence Taylor had Bill Belichick there to watch him and send the force after him, and when shit went wrong. Yes, they need mentors. I don't know what you're talking about. Just as I was stating, just as the Memphis Grizzlies with a band of young guys just got ran out of the gym. That probably should have been a 4-1 series. It was 4-1, wasn't it? 4-1. They just got ran out of the gym because they had no veterans and told, hey, slap them in the back of the head. Guys, this is what we do. This is how we win games. They need mentors.
Hoopers certainly do.
So your Hawks, they draft the cornerback at number 5, the wide receiver at 20. I was surprised they got the wide receiver at 20. I was surprised.
So were they.
They were surprised he was there?
Yeah.
From what I remember, he made old boy look pretty good. CJ, he helped CJ get drafted number 2 of the in the draft. So what is he gonna do? What's he gonna be able to do with your man Gino, with DK and Pocket Rocket on the other side? Oof. Or actually, to be honest with you, this might actually move Tyler Lockett into the slot where he should have been all the whole time. That might be the best move for them. And let Jigba Smith go get creative on the outside. That's actually a great move. That was a great move. The running back Carbonate out of UCLA. What do you think about that?
Thought that was a great pick.
Did you really?
I really, really did.
Really? I'm not sure I'm not sure.
I'm not really sure Kenneth Walker III can play a full season. So
so you wanted it. So you wanted a backup.
For sure.
I'm sorry. Well, they had Penny last year. Who else was there other than Walker?
Nobody. Travis Homer and DJ Dallas.
Because Penny's gone. Penny's gone. He went to go sign with somebody, but he was there last year, right? It was him. It was Penny.
No, he got hurt in the second game of the year, which is why Kenneth Walker III got his touches.
But who played once Walker got hurt late in the season? Who was playing once Walker got hurt?
DJ Dallas and Travis Homer.
Oh, you guys are in trouble. Okay. That will be week 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that. I'm not convincing dude, though. I'm not gonna. He's a big body. UCLA football.
What we'll just have to see. I mean, he comes to camp. That's how we do it around here. Camp's right over there.
I know he's a big body, but he's UCLA football. I mean, come on, give me somebody. Give me Cleveland. Give me a quality UCLA running back. Don't say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Who?
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Oh man, that was fucking 20 years ago. Your boy who went to Deshaun. He ran for the Panthers for a few years. I want to say Johnson. Deshaun. Wow.
Foster.
Foster. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. He has speed, but I don't. Okay, so we got a few UCLA runners. I'm not impressed. I'll be interested to see kind of how he feels the void. So what's your thoughts on the overall draft? Talk about the draft. They got an A. They got an A because Witherspoon and Jigba Smith. I mean, the two of those playing against each other every day in practice, I think is just gonna, iron sharpen iron, make them better. Who was the best pick of the Seahawks draft?
I would have to say, the receiver at number 20. I mean, that follow to them was a blessing. I was a little disappointed they didn't come back and get a quarterback. Was hoping Hendon Hooker could last a little bit longer. He did not.
What you was hoping Hendon Hooker. I tried to talk you into Hendon Hooker. You told me not, and not impressed. He played
not
in the
first
ACC.
round. No, I didn't think it was. Once got second, third round. Like, okay, yeah, we'll take a flyer, but not in the first round.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell me.
As far as those other picks, the pick that I'm really looking forward to seeing if it paid up. Well, actually, two picks.
Mm-hmm.
I like the running backs, man. I like Bijan going to ATL. We'll see if he can, make some hay. And then
so they're committed. They're committed to running the ball. So that's going to be
mystified with regards to why the Detroit Lions drafted Gibbs and then traded Swift. That's weird.
Well, Swift is on. Swift is on a contract. He's on the 5th year of his contract, going into the 5th year of the contract. So if they were going to keep him longer the next year, they're going to have to pay him. So let's just let's get something for him, and let's exchange him with a rookie running back. They got rid of both their. Hold on, come to think about it, they got rid of both their running backs, right?
Yeah, Jamal Williams left too. So they got Montgomery from Chicago and this dude.
I like some continuity, but I know for Swift, they would have had to pay him sooner than later, and they got rid of both of them. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Good pick. Good idea. Yeah, Carpenter, I'm still hung up on that. You guys got some linemen. I mean, impressed with any of these linemen you guys got?
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit questioning why the center that they drafted, that was the Outland Trophy
Michigan
winner and the other
why is there so long?
Trophy winners, like, okay, well,
if you're that good, why are you there to the 5th round?
Yeah, kind of weird.
That makes
he's
sense.
undersized, but I mean, centers, we're okay.
So you guys revamp. You got McIntosh, Carbonet, and Mr. Injury there, Kenneth Walker. So you're good with the draft picks?
I mean, it was an okay draft, man. Again, it's a Will Levis draft. It was supposed to yield so much more because someone would have wanted him, and then when no one wanted him, well, let's just get the best shutdown corner because we don't like the best overall dominant defensive player in the draft still left. It's kind of a 401k kind of a pick, right? It wasn't like trying to go out on a limb or anything.
So who we got? The Dolphins. I got to talk about the Dolphins and what they did. The Dolphins, we gave away a first rounder because we were flirting with fucking Tom Brady. Gave away a first rounder.
Sure did.
Yeah, man. I was a little disappointed by that. Let me see what else the Dolphins had going on. What do you think about the Dolphins? They take again, we give away the first rounder. So our first pick was a cornerback out of South Carolina. Not sure about that one. They still drafted. It's a new regime. We're still trying to draft cornerbacks. I don't know. Devon Ackney out of Texas A&M, I believe. Well, I mean, little guy. He's gonna have a chance. He's gonna have a chance to shine. I think he runs like a 4.34 40, but he's gonna have a chance to shine because with our receiving core, nobody's really checking for the running back, right? So he's gonna come off the bench. We got Wilson. He's gonna have a chance to shine because he's a little guy, a speed guy. So we put him back when we got 4 wide receivers. We can put this guy back here, and nobody's checking for him, and he's going to have a chance to make some big plays. So it's a big play situation. Elijah Higgins, you like Hackney, huh? I think he has a chance. He's going to get some touches. We can say that he's going to be in a position where nobody's going to be keying on him. He's going to have a chance to make his own plays. Elijah Higgins, Stanford. Pac-10 receiver. Pac-10 receivers, they can put up some points. I mean, the good thing he don't have to tackle nobody. What do you think? What do you think about Elijah Higgins going to the Dolphins?
Hey Cam. Unfortunately, because of the way the AFC has recalibrated itself in recent weeks, the Dolphins are no longer a factor. So I wasn't really paying too much attention to. Their draft and what it is that they were doing. This
guy said the Dolphins is no longer a factor. No. Cleveland, you are quote worthy tonight. You saying Stroud is going to be better than Young?
Yes.
Questioning Young's durability. Yes. And you say the Dolphins are no longer a factor. I think the Dolphins made the playoffs. Did the Dolphins make the playoffs?
They sure did, and they will not make the playoffs this year.
They on May 2nd. 2020. Now I know you like these predictions months in advance. I know you like to when I actually call you for one, you don't want to give me one. But you just
this one, Cam. This one, Cam, I'm 100% confident about. It's unfortunate that window just you missed it, man. It just shut on you. It's closed.
What do you think? Because your boy Salah got A-Rod, things are going to change?
Well, they will certainly make the playoffs.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that.
Really,
I'm not so sure. So you're saying on May 2nd, you're saying the Dolphins, we're recording this, Cleveland.
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed it. I don't know if you remember. This is being recorded. You're saying on May 2nd, 2023, the Dolphins will not make the playoffs in this fall. That's what you're telling the fans?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, and when they make the playoffs, January, I mean, we're going to have to come up with something for when they do make the playoffs. We're going to have to come up with something.
Okay. Sure.
The Chargers have 3 players from TCU. Excuse me. Are you good with this strategy?
Means are soft.
Huh?
Means they're soft.
What's that? Means
they're soft. Players from TCU are not, known for their, thumping ability. Just saying.
Ninja, it does depend on Tua's health, but we're counting on Tua to be healthy. I mean, we're counting. If not, we got Mike White to come in and step in. We got a
okay. Well, great. We'll go with that then. With the rest of them, 187 other teams in the AFC that are trying to make the playoffs.
No, but we're one of the 7, baby. We're one of the 7.
Oh man. Well, I mean the Jets, the Bills. You feel confident with them? The Bengals.
The Chiefs,
the
Chargers. Yeah, the Ravens. The Ravens will be back fighting again.
The Steelers, the Jaguars.
Steelers. What? Who?
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 Who? Didn't even mention the Patriots, but go ahead. Yeah.
The Patriots will be fighting with the Jets for last in the division.
You'd be fighting with the Dolphins for last place in the AFC.
No, I'll say it again since you didn't hear me clearly. The Patriots will be fighting for the Jets, the last place in the division. There you go. That's my early prediction. That's my early prediction. Take that to the. How's that for data?
That's okay. I like it. I like the enthusiasm on May 2nd.
I don't know how long you've been listening to the show, Ninja, but
because he understands. He's a fan. That's why we're the voice of the fans.
Tomlin,
it just don't happen.
But explain why the Chargers would go get 3 players from the losing team of the national championship squad.
Culture. They fit the culture those guys are trying to develop.
I can't even argue this. I can't argue this.
Types that are, very cerebral and in touch with their emotions and understand that football is just a game and there's other things to life.
Lakers tied it up 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go in the half. It's Golden State just take a 2-point lead. 2 minutes to go in the quarter, first quarter, 23-25. But I don't even know why they took the quarterback. The quarterback's no taller than you. I don't. Maybe Staley knows his dad or something. His dad, they played together in college or something. I don't know. Why would you take the quarterback? The quarterback is. You could have got him after the draft. You could have signed him after the draft. Like, you don't draft that dude. The number 1 receiver. The first thing they say is he drops. He got some drops. I don't know. Ninja. Tomlin's good job was hiding the issues with Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell. He was hiding those issues. He was keeping them away from
I'm sorry, you said that was his what?
That he deserved credit for hiding those issues. Hiding Mike Tomlin.
He doesn't get credit for never having a losing season?
He gets credit. I give Mike Tomlin credit for hiding those issues between that their stars were clearly problems in the locker room. Antonio Brown. Le'Veon Bell, I don't know that it was a problem in the locker room, but obviously he didn't want to be there and sat out a whole year because of that. Ben Roethlisberger, again, trying to keeping everything in-house. I give Tomlin a lot of credit for that. Leader, that's what he did. I give him a lot of credit for that.
No.
I was calling for
Cleveland for the Super Bowl win and the 2 Super Bowl appearances and the AFC championships. A couple of those were losses to the Patriots. I mean, is there a shame in that?
I didn't say he has anything to be ashamed about. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you what I'm giving Tomlin credit for. If you recall, I was trying to fire Tomlin a few years ago.
Oh, no, I know you're trying to fire Tomlin every week.
As much as at least 2 years ago. It might have been 2 and 3 years ago.
You try to fire Tomlin every week. Let's be frank about it. You don't think he's worth the salt as a coach?
I mean, because what do you guys do? Oh, he's a leader of men. Come on, stop it. Let's make some stuff happen. He did a good job controlling those egos. I give him that. That's what I will credit Tomlin for.
Okay.
Outside of the other stuff,
and what's the head coach at the Miami Dolphins name again?
Michael? You talking about Michael? You talking about my guy from San Francisco? Come on.
What's his name, Cam?
Don't compare the two.
What's his full name?
Do not try to compare
what is
the
his
two.
Full name?
Does it matter what his full name is? Why you trying? Does it matter?
Fans, I love this. I love this when Cam goes in his Cassius Clay backpedaling style. That means he does not know the name of his own head coach because he won't tell me his name.
You know his name. McDaniels? Is that who you want to know? Is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want to hear?
And he knows he's a weirdo. He knows he's not really of the culture. And he knows that thing is going to run.
I like that.
Okay,
Ninja, we're going to talk about it. We're going to chop this. We're going to chop this one up, Ninja. Thank you for tuning in. And this shows he actually listened to the show. This shows he actually listened to the show. Yeah. Kudos to Ginger Ninja. Cleveland, this is your cousin. You guys went to
brother from another mother right there.
Okay. Yes. I'm not bashing Tomlin.
Yes, you are. You always bash Tomlin. You just said he hadn't done nothing but been to 2 Super Bowls, and you got a coach. I mean, what are you talking about? Has never had a losing season.
How
Played for 17 years.
he took over for Cowher and took Cowher's team to the Super Bowl. I'm supposed to give him credit for that. I'm supposed to give him credit for that. He did come back and win the Super Bowl. Kudos. Kudos.
You
He's not the best.
enough football
He's not.
to know that anytime a team wins a Super Bowl, yeah, you should give that coach credit for that team winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, now Cleveland want to give coaches credit. Now Cleveland want to go give coaches credit. Yeah. Hey, thank you for bringing that up, Ninja. You're a little slow on that, but thank you for bringing that up. Tomlin, if we talk about it though, on the real, I think Tomlin's best, even above winning the Super Bowl, his best job was trying to control that locker room. And he has the Steelers competitive. He keeps them competitive. The non-losing seasons, and how many years it's been, Cleveland? 18 years. 18 years he hasn't had a losing record. So what? Who cares about that?
Okay.
Who cares about that? The Eagles drafted nearly every Bulldog, every Georgia Bulldog. I think I kind of like that move. I'm eager to see how that translates. I'm very eager to see how that translates in this NFL. I'm very eager to see how that translates. Do they repeat in the AFC East or NFC East? Do they repeat and win that division?
Oh yeah. They are ready to go. They have no opposition other than the 49ers, and the 49ers have decided that Brock Purdy is the answer on a very short sample size. So
Very short.
Yeah.
What? Very. What do you say? Very short sample size. I think 10 and 1. Is that enough sample size for you?
No.
What do you want? What sample size do you want, Cleveland? You want to go 15 and 1? Would that be enough for you? You still say Mr. Relevant wasn't enough. You still say with that.
You watch how they
I've watched
that dude.
I've watched.
It's not even gonna be hard. It's just gonna be like, wow, watch, like, oh, he was able to get away with that last year. What happened? They watched too much tape. Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy is that dude. I would take him over Tua going into the season. I would take him over Tua going into the season. Yes.
Well, I mean, Tua is the quarterback of a playoff team, according to you. I don't know, man.
Did he play in the playoffs? I'm not sure. I don't remember if Tua played in the playoffs.
Wow. Would rather have Brock Purdy as that's a concern for a team with playoff aspirations.
No, that's. I mean, that's.
I mean,
he's a quarterback. Brock Purdy
super accurate for 10 yards. Super
in the NFC, competing with the Eagles, the Cowboys, were the 49ers, and leading that 49er team was a rookie quarterback, the Mr. Irrelevant. How are you going to say you need more? How are you going to say you need?
Cam, put your cape all over him, my dude.
How are you going to say you need more? How are you going to say you need more time?
Because it was an anomaly. He's not that guy, man.
Cleveland can win 10 games in that season. That's a good one.
You're not going to make me a Brock Purdy believer. So sorry.
I don't need to. I can just keep showing you playoff wins. He wins week after week. I think his record was 10 and 1. What are you talking? How is going 10 and 1 not enough sample size for you? We'll see. I don't know. We're gonna get into it now. The NFL draft was amazing. It's always nice to see these players get drafted. Nice to see the teams get some hope. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, a couple things we ought to look at: what the Eagles are going to do, how the Lions are going to look without replacing their running backs. It's not like Jared Goff is going to lead them to the promised land. So you're going to need some running backs. Well, it'll be interesting to see how they fare without their running game. We're going to be able to see if the Seahawks, see if Pete and John know what they were doing by getting the receiver at number 20. I want to see if Njigba Smith pushes
It's still
Tyler Lockett. Huh? No, I'm gonna see if Njigba Smith pushes Tyler Lockett into the slot. That's what I want to see. If he does that, they're going to be even a better pick than I imagined. I want to see if he does that. Yeah, I want to see how that goes. I'm eager to see if these players pan out for these TCU players pan out for the Chargers. And I don't understand the pick. I don't understand it. I'm interested to see if Carbonet, if he pans out for the Seahawks. We know he's going to get a chance. I'm interested to see how that works out.
Hey, did the Chargers make a decision on Austin Eckler, or are they still like, where are we at with that? I'm just curious.
No, Eckler's in Las Vegas.
Oh, he moved. Okay.
He's in Las Vegas. Yeah, he moved to Las Vegas.
Okay, so who's your cowbell running back again?
They did draft their running back. Shoot.
Oh, someone you don't know his name for real? Okay, that's cool. We can move on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like trip you up like that. No, I didn't know they didn't actually have a running back that you actually knew his name. So
the running backs that they drafted last year.
I wasn't talking about the draft. I thought they had like some running back. So
no, the running back they drafted last year is from Texas A&M.
Isaiah Spiller? Is that your number one running back right now?
If he can make it. No, or another. Here's the thing. What do you think about Isaiah Spiller? He looked up his tape.
I thought his takes looked good coming out with all those combine stats, and then when he got in the game.
Well, he got a twisted ankle like in training camp.
And then he
broke
his left pinky, right?
No,
I'm not sure. He got an infection in his left eye.
Oh, listen to you. No, I know he twisted his ankle in training camp that set him back and didn't allow him to progress. But they have Kelly, another UCLA running back. Josh Kelly, another UCLA running back.
Oh, it's funny you didn't remember him when we were going through the UCLA list of running backs.
I remembered him, but he just wasn't a noteworthy.
So not really. Okay, so then why would you mention him in your?
You asked me who's their running back is.
Okay, so nobody. The answer's nobody, Cam. That's what you don't want to say. Well, say, man, I don't really know because they don't really got no running backs.
They had Josh Kelly would be their guy, and then it was Spiller who was supposed to come in fill in. But Spiller, I would have expected last season that Spiller comes in and replaces Josh Kelly. It didn't happen. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing actually because they didn't get
over there, isn't it?
They didn't get a running back in the draft. That was kind of concerning. So they got the TCU players. I think that's still hysterical. But they didn't get a running back in the draft, and I think I'm imagining they're banking on Spiller to actually produce this season with a full off season in camp, healthy, coming into training camp healthy. I'm expecting that to work for sure. I don't know about that. I'm putting Smith outside, and I want Tyler in the middle. I want Tyler inside. I want Tyler. He's the best. Tyler is not an X or a Y. He's not. He's a.
Keep saying that, but he gets like 100 catches and makes the Pro Bowl all the time.
Because there's no other fucking receiver on their team. Who else are they going to throw to? Who else are they going to throw to other than Metcalf?
DK Metcalf. Other than the other guy was 1,000 yards and the 15 touchdowns on the other side.
Again, you have those two guys. That's it. You put them in the middle. I guarantee.
Now they have a third.
I guarantee. I guarantee he has better numbers.
But to say that Tyler Lockett can't play on the outside is just crazy.
I guarantee he'll have better numbers inside than outside.
Well, maybe we'll move around. We don't know what John and Pete have in store for this receiving core just yet.
Well, let's not get too creative. How about that?
Okay, well, man, let's see if your Dolphins can make the playoffs, man. And I jumped off.
Cut it out. You stop talking about the Dolphins. Get them out your mouth. Let's look at the NBA. We got NBA playoff action.
Okay.
We got NBA playoff action.
Yeah, back to my wheelhouse. Yeah.
Joel Embiid wins the MVP. one named MVP this evening.
Okay.
Right
Congratulations. Wow.
before the Knicks came back and beat the Heat.
Okay.
So what did you want to say? Knicks beat the Heat. Excuse me. Looking back at kind of last week. Knicks beat the Cavs. So I'm kind of surprised by that. I didn't actually have the Knicks beating the Cavs in the first round. The Heat beat the Bucks. I'm not sure anybody had that, but your boy Jimmy Butler putting up numbers and just smash those guys. The Warriors beat the Kings. And so let's talk about, go ahead and say what you want to say about your Lakers beating the Grizzlies. And then I know you're feeling ecstatic about the Warriors beating the Kings. Go ahead. The floor is yours, Cleveland.
Oh, well, hey, Cam. I mean, I'm not going to make too much of a fuss about this. The undermanned Los Angeles Lakers, they were a little bit older.
Undermanned? Undermanned? Wait. Undermanned?
A little bit longer in the tooth.
Undermanned? That's what you're going to say?
They had Super Jaw coming at them, insurmountable home court advantage that goes on there in Memphis. You know how the grindhouse can get. So, they had a young antagonist in Dylan Brooks, being really physical, punching people in the private parts and whatnot.
You're really souping this whole thing up, ain't you?
I mean, he was punching people in the private parts. I like what Jaren Jackson did that first game and then disappeared for the rest of the series. That was kind of weird. And then, Desmond Bane in the last two games tried to, appear like he was like running late for for a play or something. It was weird. He finally got there, did a little bit. They probably have some soul searching to do over there in Memphis. So, but fortunately, the Lakers, and especially, hats off to Rui Hachimura, man. I mean, he came out just busting fools in their face, man. Like, whatever. I'm here. I'm ready to get down. And LeBron was like, yeah, you my guy. Jarrell's grandson, Austin Reeves, he came through, yeah. And like my man is saying, Steven Jackson 2.0 and Wainwright, yeah. So I mean, they accomplished insurmountable odds considering that they barely got into the playoffs. And like you have been saying, they were 45 games out of even playoff contention, with only 2 weeks left in the season, and somehow insurmountably they were able to come up with that and get to the next round. So, we're here, playing the Golden State Warriors. That's great. I mean, I know that you were very high on the Sacramento Kings. I tried to get you to curb your enthusiasm a tad bit because they were still playing against the Dragons, And then, I get Steph just had.
It came down to a shot. It came down to a Harrison Barnes shot.
I mean, Steph just had to puff on you right quick, right, with the 50.
It came down to a Harrison.
You see the way he burnt. You see the way he burnt that place down.
It came down to a Harrison Barnes. It came down to a Harrison Barnes.
That's how that went. And I believe the other thing that you asked me about was the Knicks and the Cavaliers, and you were jumping all over me when I said Donovan Mitchell is not that dude. You were like, "Oh my God, how are you gonna talk about Donovan like that?" Have you seen him? I see a bunch of missing posters around on these telephone poles around my house looking for Donovan Mitchell because they can't find him.
Oh wow,
they can't find him nowhere. Mm-mm.
He's on milk carton. He put Donovan Mitchell on milk carton, so that's too bad. That's too bad. I mean, the Knicks, Jalen Brunson. I mean, he's driving that engine, bro. He's the motor of that team, and
oh, man! Spoiler alert: the Miami Heat are going to win that series, and JB is going to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're going to be like, man, Pat, can you find somebody? Not that you're not looking. I'm not questioning you. I'm just saying, man, Pat, can you find somebody to help this dude? It's right back in the NBA and the Eastern Conference Finals again.
So you have the Heat beating them. I mean that.
Oh yeah.
It can go either way.
It can't go either way. They already got the one, and they already exposed the Knicks for who they are.
They already got the one. I think it still can go either way. I mean, neither one of them. They're not that. They're not that.
It's going Miami Heat.
It's kind of a pick 'em if you will.
It's not though. It's not
the series is kind of a pick 'em.
Can I get my elbow?
No, not for the Knicks. Not for the Knicks.
I will not put an elbow on the New York Knicks. Certainly not, sir.
Come on, cut it out. Cut it out. So you touched on in that long soliloquy there. You touched on what Steph was able to do. Where does Steph rank among NBA point guards? And did this game elevate him? Did that 50-pointer elevate 50-pointer in Game 7, which nobody has ever done before? Did that elevate him into another stratosphere?
Yes, for sure, Cam. And I think he's the best of the best at this point. And right now,
whoa. I couldn't hear you. My headphones were in. My
Cam,
headphones were in.
What did you say? Elevated him. I think he is the best of the best.
The best of what? The best of what? The best. When you say the best of best of point guards who play for Golden State Warriors?
Well, certainly he is that.
I mean, clarify for us.
Like historical context.
You have Stephen Curry as the best point
Cam,
guard?
right now he's in a race with LeBron James to see who can get the platinum fist first. Only point guard I know with the platinum fist is Earvin Magic Johnson. And trust me, Steph Curry is a better shooter than Magic Johnson.
Nobody's arguing that. That's
I mean, he might not get as many rebounds, and certainly he's not 6'9", but I think he's had more impact on how the game is played than Earvin did. So sorry.
That's true. That's the impact on the game makes him the best point guard in the game.
What does he got to do, man? I guess for me, after that performance, it's like, what is the counter argument
for why he is not being the best? You're calling him the best point guard ever? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you went there.
And you know how I feel about Isaiah. You know how I feel about Madge.
I'm glad you went there.
You know how I feel about Tim. You know how I feel about point guards, man.
You're actually right, Ninja. Maybe you can get through to him. So, Cleveland. Uh-oh. He's checking out, Ninja. He didn't like what you had to say, Ninja. He's checking out. And just when I was about to hit him with this list, he didn't like, he knew this list was coming. We're going to give him time to get back on. Ninja, I'm with you, though. Magic was all around better player than Steph. And that's kind of what matters right now. More assists, obviously. He's not a shooter. He's not the scorer that Steph is. And that's absurd to even kind of question that. But I got a list, Ninja. So we're going to get to this list as soon as my man refresh himself. Hold on, fans. I can keep going. I'm going to give you guys a list right now. And I'll repeat it when my man comes back. Top point guards in league history. I mean, I don't know. Steph can't be better than Magic. Yeah, the game's a lot different now. Steph would, yeah, he would, because I mean, Steph would be coming off the bench and he wouldn't have these crazy shots that he's taking now. He would. But I can't put Steph ahead of. What do I have? Oscar Robinson? Can you put Steph ahead of Oscar? Jason Kidd? John Stockton? Now, when my man come back, he's gonna say rings and things. I know he's gonna say that. Jason Kidd took the New Jersey Nets to the finals twice. John Stockton, John Stockton. If you look in the dictionary for point guard, you get John Stockton. So Magic pulled the plug on Cleary after that statement. They coming at you.
It was heavily controversial, apparently, because my whole system just shut down. I don't know if it was the Jordanites. I don't know if it was the Cats up in Detroit. I don't know if it was the Cats in East Lansing. I don't know, but wow, I didn't think I said anything that egregious off the cuff here, man.
Come on, man. You said he was better than Magic. You said Steph Curry was better than Magic as a point guard. Come on, you deserve to be disconnected for that.
You have got to let go of that 80s mentality where you want the 6'9" point guard just dribbling
the ball
up the court, and
it's not that I want
everybody involved. Adverse,
yes,
a dragon.
So now Cleveland always talking about rings and things. How rings change the whole momentum. So now.
No. We're not even talking about rings and things. We're talking about Irving.
That's always you talk about.
Hold up, man. See now you're not being objective here.
How am I not being objective?
Because we're not. It's not even a ring conversation when we're talking about.
That's what you always bring up when you talk about the best. You always bring up the rings.
Yeah.
You do that. I don't do that. I'm pointing out how absurd that thinking is. I don't do that. You do that.
Cam,
go ahead.
Irvin Madge has a platinum fist. LeBron or Steph don't have a platinum fist.
Listen,
so it's not a ring conversation. What it is a conversation where it doesn't look like it because that dude is little and he has to run around the court really, really fast a lot, and it seems like wasted energy.
He's a shooter scorer. That's exquisite. He's a shooter scorer. That's exquisite. That's not point guard, in my opinion. Shooter scorer. Okay. There's none better than Steph Curry scoring, creating his own shots. What Steph Curry does, Draymond will come over and give him the screen. Like this cats have to study this. Draymond, he'll bring Draymond over on the screen. Draymond will screen his guy, right? Steph Curry will come back around for the guy to get screened again, and Draymond will hit him for the open three-pointer. I mean, that's exquisite. That's footwork. That's teamwork. That's not making him the best point guard. That's awesome offense, awesome shooting. Like Steph is great for that. I'm gonna give you. So I have Steph as number 5 right now. Steph is not better. Is he better than Oscar, the big O? Oscar Robinson? Oscar Robinson triple-double.
I mean, Cam, once you kind of see what Steph is doing, you have to lose a little bit of that traditionalist about yourself, man. I mean, otherwise, Oscar Robinson would always be the greatest point guard. I'm so sorry. Magic would always be the greatest point guard because no one's ever played point guard at 6'9", ever.
So I don't have...
And getting everyone else involved, no one's been better at that. However, Steph Curry, man.
Look, your guy's telling you this. Your cousin's telling you this. All-around shooter, great IQ, clutch ability, not better than Magic, period. Done. Okay. Listen, I got... So, Oscar, if you want to say Steph is better than Oscar, I'm hesitant to go there. I'm hesitant to go there. Steph is not better than a better point guard than Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd
haven't pulled
Jason-
you into the new world order just yet, and I understand. I mean, there's going to be
Jason
some trepidation.
Jason Kidd took the New Jersey Nets to the NBA Finals twice.
Back to back.
Twice. I don't know. Twice. Twice. Okay.
That's amazing.
And
if you think that Jason Kidd's a better point guard than Steph Curry, you should slap yourself in the face.
come on, bro.
Right here, I'm the voice of the fans in front of everybody.
Come on. Jason Kidd definitely has more steals than him. I'm willing to bet that
what more skills does Jason Kidd have than Steph Curry?
I just told you he has more steals than him. I just told you steals, ripping,
steals.
He has more steals, more assists.
You know what? Steph Curry doesn't really have to be going around stealing the ball all the time.
Yeah, because he doesn't do that. That's not his game. He's not a traditional point guard.
And he's not 6'5". He's not backing anybody down into the post.
Exactly. Just all these things don't make him the best point guard. He's a best shooter. One of the best scorers in the game.
He's the best point guard. He's the best point guard.
No.
And hopefully the platinum. I shouldn't say hopefully.
He's not a better point guard than John Stockton.
Once he gets a platinum fist, hopefully this argument will be.
He's not a better point guard than John Stockton. I'm not taking.
John Stockton is cooler with the pocket passes. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's some pretty great court vision, but
I think he's a number two or stiff
things.
No, he does something different, and if you want to accept that he's a scorer, that's great. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Who Steph is better than? So I have Magic, Stockton, Kidd, Oscar ahead of Curry. If you can argue me and put Curry ahead of Oscar.
The mere fact that you don't think Steph Curry is better than Kidd, I mean, kind of squashes your whole argument.
No, that's because you don't understand basketball. That's because you're looking at one singular dude. You're looking at one singular dude scoring. That's what you're doing. You're not looking at the all-around basketball that counts. How can you not do that? If you're not looking at an all-around game, you can't. You're looking at one aspect of it, or maybe two aspects of it. His ability to dribble and his ability to shoot. That's what you're looking at. He's better than.
They don't just pound. They just don't pound the ball on the court anymore and just back in and look for double teams. And it's not a
Magic. I have Cameron Buford has Magic, Stockton, Kidd. You can argue. We can argue Oscar Curry.
And then you're saying, and then you're not even including my guy Isaiah. So you're putting
Steph is
in front of Isaiah.
Steph is better than Isaiah.
Sorry?
Isaiah was a scorer, ball handler. Steph does
those
things
in front of Isaiah though.
So yeah.
Okay.
You need to look at Isaiah's. You need to look at Jason Kidd's stats, bro. You need to pay attention. Maybe it's not all stats. You need to remember who Jason Kidd was. Okay.
No, so you need to remember who Jason Kidd was. The dude that got traded for Stephon Marbury.
SB 23. Well said. He isn't a floor general. He's a finisher. You have the argument for him being the best two guard. He's in that realm. Best scoring guard in the league.
Klay Thompson is the two guard.
He's in that argument. Klay is not even in a competition amongst the top two guards. If you put Steph over
I
there,
didn't say he was. What I said was Steph Curry is not the two guard. He's the point guard. Because Klay Thompson's the two guard.
Behind Curry, I do have Zeke. I do have CP3. I do have Nash, Peyton, Kuzi, Westbrook, Lillard, Archibald, Frazier.
Yeah, that's big.
And then I can't go in my top 15. I don't know if I can go Pete Maravich or
Rob
Jerry
Kuzi.
West. I put Kuzi in there. I got Kuzi at 11.
Otis Birdsong, Gus Williams. I mean, where are we going with this, man?
You want to listen to the list. Magic, Stockton, Kidd, Oscar. Then I have Curry. Behind him, I have Zeke, CP3, Nash, Peyton, Kuzi, Westbrook, Lillard, Tiny Archibald, Walt Clyde Frazier, and I can't decide if I put Jerry West or Pistol Pete at the number 15 spot? I think I go Pistol Pete. Jerry West was a scorer. I couldn't decide right there. So that's my list. I don't have Curry as the top point guard. Alvin Miles is he's a freaking scorer, as he just did, threw in some crazy stuff. Oh no, that was Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole talking crap too. Jordan Poole talking crap. I think they were down. JP, I think you guys are down, buddy. Lakers up now by 1. 35 seconds to go in the first half. Poole at 13 points in the quarter. That's why he's shimmying up. That's why he's shimmying on him. But it's a 1-point game. This is a close basketball. Let's finish this show so we can check out the second half, bro. Lakers, Warriors. Who you got the Lakers winning the series, I'm imagining?
It would be something of historic proportions if the Los Angeles Lakers were able to somehow take over and, win this series over the defending NBA champions when they have home court advantage. So, yeah, I think, given the Dragons and the statement that I just made, it's probably much more feasible that the Golden State Warriors win this series. Might be one of LeBron's best performances if they don't.
So you just playing the fence now. You saying the Warriors could win it because they have Steph Curry?
No, I'm saying the Warriors should win it because they are the defending NBA champions and they have 2 dragons, and the Lakers are old and brittle.
Come on, guys. Call Cleveland out for this BS prediction here. BS prediction.
I mean, it would be
complete bullshit prediction right there.
It would be over insurmountable odds for the Los Angeles Lakers to win this series.
So this is how he hypes up the Lakers by saying, "Oh, they have no chance." You all but said they have no chance of beating Golden State. That's just what I hear. They have no chance, but no chance of beating Golden State.
It looks insurmountable at this point with the way the Dragons are flying.
Oh my goodness gracious! Cut it out. That was a damn good one. It was a damn good one. It was a damn good one. Because he was by himself. He was by himself. Yeah, that was a damn good one. Thank you, SB. Thank you. He's just trying to hype it. He's just trying to hype it up
because they're playing the defending NBA.
He's just trying to hype. He's just trying to hype it up. He's just trying to hype it up.
NBA
he's just trying to hype
MVP
it up, man.
From last season.
Call him out on this, fans, because he's just trying to hype it up. So if the Lakers were to win, they did this and they're the greatest ever because they did this. That's what he's setting up. That's what he's trying to set up.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
Go ahead. Final thoughts on your Memphis Grizzlies. I think veteran is what they need. Is what they needed. They didn't have a veteran.
Well, yeah, Cam. Now we switched over sports. See. And now veteran leadership and tutelage and mentorship plays a much more significant role, especially when you're, young and up and coming, you know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of money and fame and fortune and, it all comes at you fast, so, and then, you have a lot of, parts that you're trying to pull together, and sometimes they don't always all fit, so, a lot of growing pains this year, suspensions, fines, some players, maybe getting a little over their skis a tad bit, challenging, the Kang, quite possibly, the GOAT. So, when you do that, you have to respond. And if you don't, you just look at a bitch man. You look like you went and poked a bear and then the bear, bit your face off. And then you're like, damn, why'd that bear bit my face off? Well, because he poked it. And now you look around at everyone else like, wow, did you really poke the bear? Because now he came in here and shit on everybody. And now we all got to go home because you did that. And we'll see what we're doing. Ends up next year, but that's
where was we got your back? Where was that? We got your back. He said he's our teammate.
It was there.
They got blown out by 40 in the closeout game when they had home court advantage. Like they didn't show up. I don't know if that's, some
Yeah,
coaches can.
They tried. They were so overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed.
Some coaches can take you to the limit
Cam,
and just can get you over the hump, right? And that
Cam,
might be Taylor Jenkins. Some coaches can get you there and just can't get over the hump. And Taylor Jenkins, like, he got one more season of this. Because, bro, you're not 2 years in a row, you have the number 2 seed, you get bumped off. I mean, that's not a good look.
Last year, it was to the team that ultimately won the NBA Finals that had won the Finals 3 times before that. And you were trying that with Ja and Desmond Bain and Cam. I don't know if the fans remember your conversation with Desmond Bain when he came with all that bravado and confidence. You put your hand on his shoulder. You said, "Look, son."
Man,
I
was trying to be fair with the guy. That's exactly what I told him.
See this going this way, man.
That's exactly what I told him.
You need to come to the light. And why'd you tell him that, Cam? Because he's not really that guy, man. And Jaren Jackson ain't really that guy, man. They don't have any other guys over there.
They're pieces. Desmond Bain is a solid piece.
Desmond Bain is a solid 4th piece on a championship team.
Yeah, he might be third. Well, it's yet to be seen. He's not the number 1 or 2, but yes, he's a 3rd or 4th piece.
Well, they have him cast as the number 2, and that's way too high. When you get to the playoffs in the Western Conference and you play teams that have guys like LeBron James and Anthony Davis on them, that can't be your second best player, and you expect to win a series. It's just like, where's this going?
Yeah, they need more pieces. They definitely need more pieces. I think a big part of that problem is just they didn't have the veteran leadership. That's how I think.
Okay, you still want Big Brother putting your arm around them cats. Okay, well, yeah, they didn't have.
I want somebody to smack them in the head when they fucking up. That's what they need. Somebody. They need somebody to smack them in the back of the head. And when your boy says, "Yeah, I'm fine in the West," and nobody says, "Dog, don't say shit like that," and that shit rides out, and then same dude gets suspended 2 weeks later for 4 weeks or whatever it was. Yeah, they need.
I mean,
whatever.
Personal time off,
Okay,
to clear his head.
Yeah,
you don't necessarily want your best player doing that in the middle of the season.
Oh, really?
But I mean, learning.
They just can't.
Teachable moments here.
It is a teachable moment, but this is not a team where you can just come back next year. We'll say run it back. They can't. Obviously, they talk about they're not going to sign Dylan Brooks again.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a bit hasty, but you can't just whatever you do. You have to make some changes somewhere in that roster.
What do you do?
Yeah,
John needs a bunch of veteran leadership, or do you get somebody else that can hoop?
No, you need somebody who can hoop, but you need a Jimmy Butler. Obviously, they're not going to get a Jimmy Butler. Somebody who's not.
Yeah, them don't grow on trees, man.
Well, obviously, they need a veteran on that team who has who's good enough to have the cachet to say, "Yo, some of this shit we got to stop doing." Again, when your boy says we're fine in the West, somebody in that locker room needs to smack him in the back of the head and say, "Dog, you don't say shit like that," because now we're fucked up. And nobody said anything like that because Brooks turned around and said,
"Brown's old."
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't lying, but dog, you can't say that after one win, dog.
Until he hits me for 40, he ain't done nothing.
You gotta have a couple wins in you gotta look like you guys about to close them out before you say some stupid shit like that. So your man John gotta change his game. Dog, you can't keep flying to the hoop. Like, what are you doing? Like, you try to jump over LeBron? Dog, you try to jump over LeBron and you weren't even making a lay-in move. Like, you just try to really just go jump over LeBron. There was no floater. There was no attempt to make a lay-in. There was no attempt to hit it off the backboard. You got to come up with a mid-range game. Dog, you're quick. You're quick, okay? And you got to work on your three-point shooting, obviously. But, yeah, you got the quicks. You're quicker than everybody in the league. So, yes, you can get by most players. But LeBron is not. LeBron is going to be right above the restricted line, waiting on you. He did it a few times, and he just tried to jump. He's trying to jump over him. A couple of plays that you know what I'm talking about. He was not even making a we say basketball move, right? Was he making a shot attempt?
Cam, I've been saying this for over a year, man. That's why he needs a better number 2. That's why he needs some post help, because
Jaren Jackson
jump
was supposed
over
to be
everybody forever when you're 6'2", and when you come crashing down to the court from 4 feet in the air every other play, and your bones are
you're
brittle.
only 100.
I don't want to say brittle,
pounds.
but I mean, dude, you're not big, man.
You're 175 pounds, and you're coming down from 9 feet in the air.
Yeah,
and clearly you're not landing on your feet. I mean,
that's
how
you hurt your hand.
Yeah,
that's how you're trying to brace your fall from all kinds of angles. Yeah, it's got about 3 more years of doing that, and then his game will have to evolve, right?
He needs to start working on that
pick
now.
His spots. He doesn't pick his spots, man. It's full throttle all the time.
But I think that speaks to the confidence he has in his game.
That's great.
A lack of confidence.
You see how far that confidence will get you, right?
Listen to what I'm saying. That the confidence he has. I was speaking more so the lack of confidence he has in his mid-range game. Because that's I'm gonna fly to the hoop. I'm gonna make it happen. But dude, look, you got 3 players under there. Pull up, go off the glass. I mean, that's an easy shot there. It's always there for you. Why doesn't he in 2023 have a floater? Why don't we see that? It's 2003.
Because he's never had to develop one. He could always just get to the hole whenever he wanted. What's your guy in Philadelphia's name that used to do that?
Oh man, this guy. This guy.
What was his name?
SB. Who you talking about? I'm sorry.
Your guy in Philadelphia that used to do the exact same thing.
Yeah. No. Iverson had more of a package. He had more.
Did he?
He
was not more athletic than John Morant.
Cleveland, is that what I said? Did I say he was more athletic?
He had more
Did
of a package doing what?
Iverson had more of a scoring package than your guy. Yes. Iverson would give you a floater. Iverson would go off the glass. Iverson was going to the hole and getting knocked down because the game obviously was a little different. But Iverson was going to the hole and still trying to lay it up, but was taking a forearm to the chest. Iverson definitely had more of an offensive package than John Morant. Come on, are you serious? Are you Cleveland?
Super similar games, man. They always want to go to the hole. They always think that they're the best option, and unfortunately, they are. So if you play with a team with just your 6-foot point guard, just going to the hole is your best option all the time. You can only go so far.
No, Iverson. We and this is one we can't look at the numbers, just like your man Ninja saying here. Jaws a poor man's Iverson.
He's just echoing what I just said.
You Cleveland. Yeah, did I misunderstand you? Were you saying that Ja Morant didn't have a better offensive package than Iverson? Did you not just say that? Did you?
I said he was more athletic than Allen Iverson. That's not.
No, I didn't ask you about athleticism. I asked you
his shooting,
his package, his scoring package.
Does he have more of a repertoire of what he can do? Shots made for sure. Do they have the same mentality? I'm just going to the hole because you can't stop me. You can't stay in front of me, and I can jump over you. But
that wasn't Iverson's game though. Iverson was scoring. Iverson wasn't trying to jump over cats. Who did Iverson jump over? He wasn't trying that. He didn't have that leaping ability.
Running into the middle of the lane to do whatever he thought he needed to do to get a bucket.
He was not jumping over anyone,
except for he's more athletic at it.
He needs a better package. No, he needs a better package. And that's what he needs to work on this offseason. He needs to hit the glass. He needs a floater, and obviously he needs to work on that 3-point shooter, that 3-point shot.
Yeah,
to elevate.
is that what he needs, Cam? No, he needs a legitimate number 2.
But he needs to get better. If he's going to be the star, he needs to get better. A legit number 2.
No,
yes,
he's good enough to be the star. No, he has all the tools to be the star right now.
Clearly, he doesn't. He's at home with you and I. Clearly, he doesn't.
No,
I don't consider
that's
Iverson
not because
a point
of
guard.
him. That's because he doesn't have a legit number 2, and he's trying to do it all at 6'2".
Do you consider Iverson a
walking
point
out
guard?
there trying to do it by himself? It's Ja Morant walking out there trying to do it by himself.
SB got a question for you on the board.
First, no, I mean Eric Snow was their point guard. They're good season. They're good years.
Who's been most impressive? Yeah, clearly he was the 2. Who's been most impressive to you in these playoffs? Is it Jimmy Butler? Is it Anthony Davis? Is it LeBron James? Who's been most impressive for you?
Oh, it's been JP, man. Come on, man. How they even get out of Milwaukee? That's ridiculous.
Giannis sat out 2 games. Giannis sat out 2 games, and I've been trying to tell everybody.
Did you see the shot that sent the game into overtime? Or
yeah, I'm saying, but still, Giannis out 2 games. That allows Miami to win those
wasn't out
games.
that game.
Well, that one game, the final game. And they have
Jimmy Butler's been the most impressive. Was that the question? Yeah,
that was
been
the
most impressive. He took an 8 seed and beat the 1 seed.
So
without
the
impressive
potential MVP. And Middleton, I'm hoping everybody recognizes that Middleton Pavy isn't that guy. Drew Holiday isn't that guy. Brook Lopez is I think he's the number 2 guy on that team, but he couldn't carry him. So Milwaukee, another team that needs some help because they're wasting some of Giannis's best years. Yeah. Has anybody advanced in your felonious rating system that you came up with?
No.
Who's elevated themselves in that? Jimmy Butler, did he elevate himself in this ranking? No, he's a usual suspect. Still right there, waiting in the rings.
Cruel, isn't it?
Where is he at? Is he outside looking in?
No,
where is he at?
Suspect. He'll be back there next year, trying to do the same thing, trying to jump over LeBron, unless he gets some help.
Has Murray elevated his game? I'm not even asking you, has he elevated his game? His game is certainly elevated. Has he been elevated in your mysterious felonious?
We're talking about
ranking?
Jamal
Murray.
No.
Who else are we going to talk about? No,
I thought you were talking about DeJounte. I thought you were talking about 206. But no. Yeah, no.
Jamal Murray has not elevated in your BS ranking. Is that what you're telling the fans right now?
He's a usual suspect. Unless that's an elevation, I don't really consider it an elevation.
I don't know. I'm asking if he elevated. I don't know where you had him. I'm just saying. We ain't seen him in a couple years.
We haven't seen him in a couple
years. We haven't seen him in a couple years.
Let's try this one more time again for the fans. There's your first timers. There's your usual suspect. And then there's your basketball gods. Jamal Murray is not a first timer. He's done this before, so he is a usual suspect. But no, he's not a basketball god.
Until
he wins a championship.
So if they were to go on and beat Golden State Warriors and then win a championship, who gets that claim to fame? Is it Jamal? Who's actually carrying the team? Is it Jokic? Who gets that claim to fame? It's not Michael Porter Jr.
The Joker and Jamal Murray ascend to basketball god status. Yes.
He put out this ranking a few weeks ago, fans. I don't know if you guys agree with it.
Criteria, not ranking.
The criteria. He put out that criteria a few weeks ago. I don't know if you guys agree with it, but it's interesting. So I'm gonna be hitting them until the NBA Finals is over. We're gonna be hitting that. I'm gonna be hitting that each and every week.
It is so interesting, isn't it, Cam? The way it unfolds for itself, and we don't even decide. The players decide.
The Nuggets can win a chip, Ninja. They can win a chip. Jokic, yeah, he's not carrying the squad, right? He didn't carry the squad last series. Let me put it like that. It was Jamal Murray knocking those guys out. So we're gonna leave it at that. He has a chip on his shoulders. I mean, I can say these Nuggets. These Nuggets are tough.
This is so different from boxing, because if it was boxing, they could just hide behind the promoters and it's not quite time to make the fight, and let's wait till we get some more money, and the promoters don't like each other. No, we just roll the ball out, man, and they decide. We don't even decide this, Cam. That's the beauty of it. I mean, all of our back and forth assessments, that's great. And oh, by the way, I didn't even mention it, but I am going to bring it up. Yeah. What did I say about your dude, Chris Paul? He was due for a what?
Yeah, I was going to touch on it there. Do I have it? No, the only reason I brought up Chris Paul because he was in the top 15 NBA point guards.
And he's due for what?
He's out. He's out for a week.
What did I say?
He's out
it
for
was
a week.
Inevitable.
Oh, my goodness.
You spit on me and you talked all bad about me in front of the fans. I'm like, no.
he's out. I mean, I'm not sure. And so much is going to be said about Durant and how he couldn't get it done. He couldn't elevate it. Booker couldn't elevate the squad. Kid couldn't elevate the squad. But these Denver Nuggets, man, these Denver Nuggets.
Oh, wow. I am glad you're finally starting to come around, because again, you've been cussing me out, talking me bad about I
never said nothing about the Denver Nuggets.
You've been talking bad about
pull
the
up the tape
the whole time.
Pull up the tape.
I see in these
get the tape.
How
get the tape.
They're gonna get to? They're
get
not
the
even
tape.
there yet. They want
Get
two
the
games
tape.
at home. They have
Get
to go
the
back
tape.
to Phoenix, and there's Dragons waiting, right?
I don't.
There's Dragons waiting.
Listen. They're who's waiting? Who's waiting? Durant and Booker?
Oh, they're going back to Scottsdale, man. It's warm there. It's way different climate. They feel so much more relaxed in Phoenix than they do in Denver.
How you think that European feels when he gets into the sunlight? How you think he feels? He's not loose.
Like a culture shock, like kind of an out-of-body experience.
Stop it. Come on. You saying now all of a sudden the Joker has a culture shock? Come on, Ninja told you earlier.
I'm going to say it like
Ninja
this.
told you earlier. He has a chip on his shoulder.
The Dragons are going back to their habitat where they like it. It's warm, and the people are nice.
I don't know that's going to make a difference. I don't
Can
know
make a
that
difference.
I don't know. Because you just said Cleveland.
I'm so sorry, but your point guard that's better than Steph, right? Did you say he was better than Steph? I don't remember.
Yeah, I know you don't remember because you don't fucking pay attention.
Was he on your list of that regurgitated people that don't do things? I mean, what is he like?
I'm gonna keep my bite my lip on this one, SB. I'm biting my lip on that one right there. Well, you're telling me, Cleveland, in one breath, you're telling me that the point guard that they do need, the guy that they really need,
he's not there. He's hurt.
He's not there. And now you expect Devin Booker, who scored 45, didn't Devin Booker score 45 the other night? And they still lost?
No, they won the game.
They're down 2-0, bro. They're down 2-0.
2-0 on the road. They got to go back home and button this up.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure going home the
Well,
friendly
that's what I'm
confines
saying. If they were
of
they were going home to Oklahoma City, maybe not, but they're going home to Scottsdale.
I'm not sure going home. I'm not sure.
They'll
I'm not
be okay.
sure that's going to help them out. I'm not.
I am quite sure it's going to help them out.
That might be worth one win because they're undermanned. They're undermanned. Murray, Jokic, Porter, and what people's not paying attention to is KD. And I love KD, but Aaron Gordon has something to say. He's trying to earn his money. Aaron Gordon been toiling around in Orlando. People forgot what this kid can do. He plays defense and he rebounds. And he can't wait to see KD. With Phoenix, Denver, wherever. Aaron Gordon is the number 4.
If you don't get off of your soapbox trying to salivate about the Denver Nuggets after talking bad about them all year, man, no, ain't nobody listening to you, Cam. I swear. Sometimes you think like nobody remembers you talking shit about these guys all year. Like also,
hey, it's playoff time. It's playoff time. It's playoff time. This is when it counts, right?
What's that mean?
It's playoff time when those dudes step up. Ain't that what you tell me? When those dudes step up. And I haven't seen Booker stepped up. KD is doing what he can, but that's 2 guys. That's 2. We're not counting on Cam. You're not counting on
DeAndre Ayton.
You're not counting on Cam. Come on, DeAndre Ayton. He don't got nothing for Jokic. He don't got nothing for Jokic, Nikola Jokic. He has 0 for him.
Man.
I mean, sorry to say, I expected so much.
At least give me a push, right?
No, I expected so much out of Ayton when he was drafted, first, second, third year. He's not giving me the 18 and 10 I want from him. I haven't seen it. And I'm not expecting him to show up against Jokic. Come on, cut it out. Again, you got KD, Cam Payne, Devin Booker. You want that trio against Porter Jr.?
Well, I guess
Jamal Murray.
I guess it will just be up. I guess it will just be up to the Dragons then.
Yeah, I've seen the Dragons, and some Dragons don't have the fire that other Dragons that they once had. Let's put it like that. I'll put it like that.
Old Dragons, you call them.
Some. I love KD. KD can't do it alone, and his fire ain't what it once was. His fire ain't what it once was.
Well, Cam, let me tell you this right now, okay?
They better win. I don't
the
think
Phoenix Suns will win both of their games.
What you got on that? Can I get an elbow? Can I get an elbow?
You can't. You didn't let me finish.
No. You finished. Now you want to add a caveat to it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Add your caveat to it.
Unless Jamal Murray comes out there swinging a bunch of people in their face like he's been doing.
Unless who?
Jamal Murray.
Oh, what do you mean? Unless? How can you say that this is your guy? How you gonna say unless he does what he's been doing for the first 2 playoff rounds? How you gonna say that? He's been doing it. He's been doing it. Man, come on.
But he got to keep doing it. That's what I'm saying. That's what the playoffs is.
What have you seen is going to slow him down? You would see somebody's going to have to defend him. Booker hasn't slowed him down.
He has to get to this next round, and he has to take those body blows in Scottsdale and then go back to Denver and see what's up. Now, if he's just really just roughhousing fools and just really just busting fools in their face, they don't have any chance.
Cleveland, what have you think you expected something different? I'm ashamed of you saying that now. You've been seeing what you've seen for the last 2 weeks, and now you expected something different.
That's all right, Camp. It's a game by game analysis, man.
So I'm calling you. I'm telling you it's the playoffs, and you're like, oh, stop talking about those guys. Stop talking about those guys. You haven't talked about them all season.
I picked them to go to the finals. You called me crazy. You said they didn't have enough. Whole bunch of other. You said the Clippers was going to beat them. How'd that work?
Nuggets versus Celtics, December 22nd. That was Cleveland's finals prediction.
What's that looking?
The Celtics, man. I don't know. Are you watching NBA inside the NBA after the playoffs, after these games?
Here and again, every now and then. I didn't have to watch it after game 1 because James Harden showed me all I needed to see.
Well, I mean, I was happy to see James Harden get down. I was happy for Harden that he did. I wish Harden would shave that fucking beard though. But I was happy.
You and my wife are
I mean, shave that shit, trim it. Okay, I take him. I take a trim. Just trim that shit. Make it look even, consistent. Nonetheless, I was happy to see him have that good game last night. But Cleveland, these Denver Nuggets, bro. You called it in December. I didn't want to. I wasn't ready to jump on board. Yeah, I had the Bucks and the Clippers, both of them out, sitting at home. But your man Jamal is back, bro. I don't know unless he goes down with another knee injury. They're ready. And we talked about you talking about having a good number 2. They got a good number 2, 3, and 4. And this is I'm telling you what Phoenix doesn't have. So there's really you're not expecting Ayton to go 30 and 15, are you?
If Ayton
went 30 and 15, if we could book that, they might have a W.
If Phoenix,
they might have a W.
Phoenix wins the series, it will be because of the Dragons and nothing else.
And I'm assuming you're not talking about Ayton in that category, right?
Well, Ayton can contribute, give the offensive rebounds, kickbacks, protect the paint.
No, he can't contribute. And this is what I'm telling you, Cleveland. He needs 30 and 15. That's what he needs.
Well, they're not going to get that. So.
Well, they're not winning. I don't see him winning the game.
Okay.
I don't see him winning the game. And I'm waiting on my to how confident you are to say that they're going to win the next 2 games. Put something on it. He don't want to do that. You don't want to do that on your guys?
Oh no, I see how you're baiting me. now that you roll from the curtain, like, oh wow, what's going on? you pull the curtain back, like, oh wow, look at those guys.
Man, them Nuggets, bro. Just watching basketball. The
Nuggets basketball.
The Nuggets is doing their thing. And I don't see Phoenix having much for these guys. I love KD. I like Booker's game. KD. I'm seeing. I don't know if I talked to you about this before. I'm seeing a lot. 13-3 run last 2.5 minutes by the Los Angeles Lakers, who are up by 10 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ooh, we got an interesting development here, huh? There's Curry going to the hoop and get the shit slapped by who's number 2? Valentine?
That's Vanderbilt. That's Steven Jackson 2.0.
Curry just makes a slick move to the hoop. Oh boy. So when they get AR-15 doing the ice water in the veins, like something's really going on there. Something is really going on when he starts doing the ice water in the veins.
It's Terrell's grandson, yeah.
Some of y'all gonna be mad at me. Damn it. As I was saying, KD, I'm seeing some of KD from 2011. 2012, they went to the finals. I'm seeing a lot of that same non-aggressive, just play the flow of the game, not demanding the ball. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of that from KD. Mm-hmm. And that's a problem. Like, that's a problem. Everybody was bitching at Westbrook for sitting the ball.
Cameron, please let the fans know. Why is that a problem?
Because if he's that guy that you're saying he is, he needs to be assertive and not wait for something to happen.
Because he's always your best option. I think that's what you were like alluding to, but couldn't really say. That's why him and your Clipper dude, what's his name? used to always butt heads. Your Clipper dude.
Who you talking about?
Your Clipper point guard. You want an MVP, the triple double dude?
Oh boy.
What's his name?
No, again, as I was saying before you cut me off, people like you had a problem with Russell scoring, but KD doesn't demand the ball. KD is going to stand out by the three-point line.
You haven't understood this millennial generation, right? KD's a personality that needs you to say, "Hey, man, you're our guy. Take a step."
Yeah, you're fucking right. I don't understand this. You go get the ball, and then you make it happen. He doesn't do that.
You should be doing that because you are our best player.
Yes.
I mean, and that's when you get into power struggles. Even though
I don't know, no,
you're getting into a power struggle with someone that's not a better basketball player.
6-point game now. Warriors 80-86 to Lakers up by 6. Is it a power struggle though? Is it a power struggle? I don't know that it's a struggle because KD's not fighting for the ball. That's why I say it's not a struggle. Nope. KD's not fighting for it.
KD's not going to fight for the ball. He's going to ask for the ball.
There it is. There it is. There it is. There. I need you as the very best player on the court.
Millennials. What are you going to do?
Okay. Don't try to get me to understand them. I'm past that point. But I need this guy, the best player on the team, to demand the ball, and he doesn't do that. That's what I need. I mean, he does
it in spurts and not consistently.
He doesn't do it in spurts.
He doesn't have a Mamba mentality. He doesn't have a Jordan mentality. Doesn't even really have a LeBron mentality.
The ball it's closer to LeBron than the first two guys.
It's closer to LeBron than those other two. Yeah, except the Mamba and Jordan. There are no equals to that.
It's closer. It's closer to LeBron. But that's the problem because he needs to demand the ball and take more control of the offense, but he's not going to do that. And
play on a really, really good team where he just is in the flow.
I mean, you can play in the flow if the other guy wasn't hurt, if that other guy didn't go down. I mean, you can play in the flow. That does work.
And the other two are the best shooters in the world. That helps too.
Yeah, he needs to be more dominant.
In the flow with those type of players,
he needs to be more dominant. And because we're not going to.
Well, Cam, it's only 2-zip. It's only 2-zip. Last 2 games on the road. We'll see what they can do. How about them Dolphins, though, making the playoffs? So I ain't hear that about that either.
Come on, I already said the Dolphins are gonna make the playoffs. You're not ready for that. You're not ready for that. I do got something on it, but that time is not yet. Okay. I do got something on it. You hold that because we got months to that. Yeah, that's what you can. I can count on that. Some full moon, I can count on that.
Great. Woo.
All right, Cleveland. Let's move on, man. Get this week in history. You ready to go, or you want to speed through this last segment here?
Let's get through this last segment.
Fans, each and every week, man, we try to bring you a little history, coach you guys up on some American history, give you an idea of what happened in the past before us. May 4th, 1897, J.W. Smith receives the patent for the lawn sprinkler. Cleveland, the lawn sprinkler. That was the news to me. I ain't heard that one before.
That's huge.
Yeah, the lawn sprinkler, boy. May 2nd, 1920. The first game of the National Negro Baseball League was played in Indianapolis. Cleveland, May 1st, 1946, former federal judge William H. Hastie confirmed as governor of Virgin Islands, making him the only Afro-American to govern a U.S. state or territory since Reconstruction. Interesting, Cleveland. Are you familiar with Reconstruction? Do you know what Reconstruction is? It's interesting how they use these terms, Reconstruction. Do you know what Reconstruction is?
Not in its literal sense. What are you referring to?
Reconstruction, Cleveland, is when after this they came and claimed the United States, and they claimed that they start basically stole the land from the Indians, right? the Europeans did, settlers. But then they called Reconstruction the time when they got here in the 1800s to kind of restructure all the restructure and pass out on the lands to make it actually America. So now they formed the 13 colonies, right? They formed the different states in the union, if you will, and they consider that Reconstruction. Again, through slave labor, they built up this country, and they refer to it as Reconstruction from after they stole the land from the indigenous people, the Indians. Then they had to reconstruct it to make it America what it is today, or not.
So that correlates with Manifest Destiny, and then the Louisiana Purchase, and then the Mexican Cession. So it's all kind of gotcha.
Yeah. So all that is kind of the Reconstruction when they just pillage the land, basically. But it's just how it's termed Reconstruction. the term
I always thought it was kind of a Southern thing, but I was like, I didn't really want to dig too deep into it. It's like, okay. Yeah.
So Cleveland, on that topic, man, I hate fans. This is not the purpose of the show. It's not the purpose of the show to give you guys. I want to give you a history lesson on some points. That's why I do this week in history, so we can discuss a point or two, a topic. Just look back and see what has happened in our history, and some of the things I found it intriguing that kind of make it what it is today. But I don't really want to go into a history lesson, but I will for this moment. Yeah, it's all of that, Cleveland. It's all of that, and it goes way back to how nasty how nasty things were when this country started, because that was pre-Jim Crow. Jim Crow era lasted through Reconstruction, and we've touched on this a couple times. HBCUs were started in 1890, Cleveland, but they're so underfunded. They didn't get the funding that was earmarked for colleges and universities back in 1862, when the Morrill Act was first signed. Okay, they didn't sign the Morrill Act in 1862 didn't include black folks. Did not include black people, believe it or not, in 1862. Then they said, hold up, somebody raised their hand and created a stink and said, no, this needs to include, because it's unfair, because now blacks don't have nowhere to go to school. They really didn't want them to go to school anyway, but that's what happened. That's when in 1890 they revised the Morrill Act, starting the original 19 HBCUs, right? That started back in 1890. So you'll hear a lot of them refer to 1890 was our birth date. But they were starved of the funding that the schools were getting for 30 years before HBCUs were allowed to convene and get educated. This was still 70 years, Cleveland, before the Civil Rights Act, when black people had to fight for their right to vote. Literally just had to fight for their right to vote. And then, not to mention the redlining that went on, not to mention the funding, the loan funding that blacks weren't able to get, and a whole host of stuff that was just uneven. So when you hear people today talk about, that's not fair. Well, come on, what's fair? What are you talking about? What's fair? But it goes deep. And Cleveland, you and I are both from the Northwest, Cleveland. Just being down here in the South is like, it's not, I wouldn't say commonplace. It's not the word I intend to use. But it's a lot more relevant and reflective down here. Like, you see that actually just being here in historical events took place. You see that. This shit wasn't happening up there. If there was some white person didn't like you, they went the other way. That was it. That was the racism we dealt with. They go the other way. But the racism down here is a lot different. I just want to say that, man. I'm sorry, fans. I'm sorry. I know I lost some fans right there, but just want to give you guys a little bit of history, the history that I'm experiencing. Cleveland, May 3rd, 1948, the Supreme Court ruled. Another example. The Supreme Court ruled in Shelley versus Kramer that federal states could not enforce restrictive covenants which bar persons from owning and occupying property because of their race. The Supreme Court, Cleavon, ruled the federal and state courts could not enforce restrictive covenants which bar persons from owning or occupying property because of the race. Cleavon, this was 1948. We just talked about some of the Reconstruction era. Okay, this is 50 years after the 1890 revision of the Morrill Act, which allowed blacks to go to school. That's so amazing. It's so amazing. I'm sorry. This show wasn't supposed to be about racism, but I just picked up some of these just some of these tidbits. Cleavon, May 3rd, 1961, 13 freedom riders began their bus trips through southern United States. So the freedom riders, everybody knows what the freedom rider was. The buses getting burned up. You know, black and white people getting killed and destroyed on those buses. But that was 1961. May 2nd, 1970, first woman jockey at Kentucky Derby, Diane Crump.
Oh.
I didn't, who knew? 1970. May 2nd, 2015, Floyd Mayweather squeaked by Manny Pacquiao in a 12-round decision. Floyd Mayweather outpointed Manny Pacquiao, who had the bum shoulder, shattered all financial records for boxing match. Maybe we'll get another one soon. So just a little history, fans. Just a little history, fans. Thanks for chiming in and thanks for sticking with us. Cleavon, you watching any USFL? You watching the Sea Dragons?
No, they lost. They out.
The Sea Dragons, they're done?
Yeah.
It's over?
Yeah.
What's his name? Danilo? What was the quarterback name who played for the Cowboys? Oh, so you didn't watch none of them.
They got to the division championship and then win. So like, yeah.
Oh, well, come on. They got to the championship.
I don't know.
Boston Bruins losing the first round of the playoffs. Is that the most disappointing elimination of the best team in
Oh, for sure. In hockey history, yeah. They're the greatest team ever, supposedly.
Yeah, I mean,
it would be like the 73-9 Golden State Warriors losing in the first round.
Or like the 18-1 Patriots.
The 16-0 Patriots losing in the first round, yeah. Well, they actually didn't lose any regular season games, as you recall.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. A little toasty up here, man. A little toasty up here. Kraken advance. Kraken are on right now. What they doing? What the Kraken? Let's see what
I'm here doing the show. I can't even tell.
Kraken are up on the Dallas Stars 4-1 with 9:35 to go.
Well, that's how they do. That's how they do, Cam.
Kraken.
It's cracking up here.
It's cracking. I like it. Who's the favorite to win the NHL Cup now that the Bruins are out? The Florida Panthers?
The Seattle Kraken are the favorites right now.
Oh,
the momentum that they have after beating the defending Stanley Cup champions. Wow.
Oh boy.
It's euphoric up here. It's euphoria everywhere. Yeah.
I got to get one of those Kraken jerseys. You got one?
I don't have one on me, but I can look into getting one for you. Yeah.
No, what I need Cleavon. In all seriousness, somebody. I had an old classic supersonic license, and I don't know, was somebody trying to steal my license plate, or they couldn't have been trying to steal the license plate cover. They couldn't, because you unscrew it and take it off. I mean, that's duh. You unscrew the fucking cover, take it off if you want it that bad. But instead of doing that, they bent up the license plate and broke the damn the Sonic My Classic frame. Like what are you probably don't don't even know who the damn Sonics are down here. So I need fans. Hit me up on Twitter @_voice of the fans on Twitter @_voice of the fans on Twitter. What do you find a classic Seattle Supersonic license plate? I need that. Seattle Supersonic license plate. I need one of those. Because somebody down here I don't know if they're trying to steal my license plate. I don't know if you wanted it really, you could have just unscrewed it, 2 screws, boom, 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 and you got a clean license plate.
Recently?
This down here. This is a month or so ago. And,
oh wow.
Yeah, this Cleveland, I can take your license plate if I want it. I can take your license plate cover if I want it. It screws. Why break it?
My dude, man. I do not like seeing Alabama, man, take its toll on you like this, man. I was hoping it didn't, man.
Man, it's just, I mean, the Sonic license plate Cleveland I've had, it was a Sonic license plate. So I've had it for decades, right? It's been on a couple cars.
You just keep switching it out. Yeah. You can't get another, yeah.
It's classic. I know nobody else has that, number one. So it's my Sonic's license plate. So fans, I need one of those. Cleveland, this weekend, we got Canelo back into action, fighting in Guadalajara. John Ritter. What you expect?
I think Canelo gonna win. I think it was hand-picked, like Nick used to hand-pick fighters for Rocky.
What, you was lying to me? You was lying to me? That's when your boy had to go take a long ride right then. Mick said, we were setting you up. They were bums.
It was hand-picked. They was good fighters, but they wasn't killers like that, dude. Yeah.
Rocky,
yeah.
man.
No getting in the ring with that guy. Yeah.
Those early Rocky movies, man, they were just classic, man. It's classic. And he just went off when Rocky 4 came. Rocky 4 was still okay in the Russians. Rocky 5 he just went off the deep end. Have you seen Creed though? Have you seen either of the Creed, 1, 2, or 3?
I've seen 1 and 2. I have not seen 3.
Not bad. It's not Rocky, but it's not bad.
Well, no, it's kind of got the same premise as Rocky 3, right? Like he's kind of like high on the hog a little bit, and this dude that it's just a little bit of a
It's kind of like that, but the thing that let me down, I think let other people down, was it's kind of a cookie cutter, right? Rocky is. You have the fighter, he loses, he becomes champion, then he loses, then he works out and becomes a champion again, right? That's kind of how the shit goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't no workout. There was no workout scene. There
wasn't a build up showing the.
There was no running the steps in Philadelphia, running in Russia, running in the snow. There was none of that. There was none of that.
The blind push-ups, no, on the pole, none of that.
None of that. It was in that sense, it was disappointing. So we got Canelo fighting this weekend. Haney and Loma coming up on the 22nd, I think. So we got a couple weeks for that one. So we'll hold off on some of the boxing conversation. But Cleveland, I need your feedback, man. Talk about some of the best stories in the Major League Baseball right now. We had one team go 14.
In Major League have been, the Tampa Bay Rays doing their thing. They've been. Do
you believe in them? Are they realistic? Do you believe in them?
I mean, it's too early to tell. But I mean, they got out to a really good start. I mean, the Pittsburgh Pirates have done the same thing. I mean, it's like, oh, okay, a bunch of people that kind of patched together from other teams, kind of doing some things. But right now, no one has really kind of established themselves as.
Can you say that? Can you say that, bro? When there's 30 games have been played, When at what point do you look at the season and say, this is where they're about to be?
Is what it's like. Not even
out of 140. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. At what point of the season do you be like, all right, guys, enough time has been gone by. We should be better than this, or at what point do you start having those conversations?
It's good. I like to poke my head out about 60, 65.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we're not gonna let you wait this long on your Mariners. Your Mariners who are 5 games back, 4-6 of the last 10 games, 12-16. What's going on? Are they still? I thought you had them picked to win the West this year.
Still do.
You still have the Mariners picked to win the West, and you don't even want to talk about them if I didn't force you to talk about them? They're 12-16.
Cam, we have a rule. We don't talk about the Mariners until they're 500.
They're 12-16. And you still have this team winning the West.
Yeah.
All right, Cleveland.
Nobody running away so far?
Huh?
So nobody running away so far?
Nobody running away so far, but you guys are.
And fans, I am going to unveil the new city hats. Whoa. Those are crispy.
The classic. They're just classics, aren't they?
Have you seen them?
Yeah, the blue and yellow. They're just classics. I want to see the jersey though, because they say they got the pilot.
Oh, the jerseys are magnificent. Wow.
They showed like half of them. They're old, and they have. If you see
it's got
over
the
here, on the back,
here on the left, the other pass on the right, and
that's what I didn't see. And they got the pilots. What do they have for the pilots on there? Something recognizing the pilots.
Yeah, something on there recognizing that. Oh, yeah, the Seattle ones. The Friday jerseys are serious. Yeah, but the hat is really wow.
Is it?
The blue,
So
black,
when do they wear these? When do they wear these? Every now and then, or
Friday? Friday nights. Friday home.
That's Friday. Friday home games. That's the jersey, huh?
Mm-hmm. Like the Sunday afternoon games are the cream with the Seattle across.
So so the cream. Where does the cream come from? I'm not a fan.
Those are crisp. Those
the
are
cream ones.
Crisp. Oh,
the cream ones. Get out of here.
The cream ones are still the best ones, but the Seattle one or the blue, the Friday jerseys, that's the second best jersey right now.
I ain't seen it. I've seen what they are. I didn't get a chance to touch them, feel them, or nothing like that. But I don't know. I know the classic M knows. The classic M. I was gonna say the classic M was in the collection, but this was within arm reach.
That's a fire breed right there.
The classic is in the collection though. I gotta find. Oh, I think that might be. Nah, I got the blue with the yellow classic. It's in the collection. I can say that it's in the collection.
Okay.
That's the new one with the pitchfork, right? That's the new one, right? With the pitchfork.
But the new one is the pitchfork with the blue with the black bill, though.
Okay. Yeah. I see. Okay. Okay, fans, we can't. The Mariners, I don't even know if are they gonna have an all-star? They're gonna have the all-star game in their city.
They will have 4 all-stars.
Four all-stars got them to a 12-16 start.
Correct, yes.
All right, Rodriguez, I gotta talk to you about this one. You guys are supposed to be this and that. You got 12-16. Come on now.
I hear it. They hear it too.
Fans, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Voice of the Fans podcast. Really appreciate your support. Thank you guys on the text line for chiming in. Cleveland, I want to thank you for your support throughout the show. I'm going to leave the show. We're going to end the show like this, Cleveland. Today, I will do what others won't. So tomorrow, I will accomplish what others can't. One more time, Cleveland, for the people in the back. Today, I will do what others won't. So tomorrow, I will accomplish what others can't. Who is that, Cleveland?
Oh, that sounds like the late great Kobe Bean Bryant to me.
Oh, that's a good one. That's another greatness, though. That's Jerry Rice. Another one of the greats.
Well, yeah, Jerry was quite fanatical with that. Yeah, he was straight running from ghosts. For sure.
Fans, again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Cleveland, I want to thank you for your participation. Fans, we will talk to you next week. And that will be May 7th, 2023. Take care. Be well. Take care of yourself. And be nice to somebody this week, Cleveland. Be nice to somebody.
We'll do
Let's enjoy this basketball right now. It's 103. Lakers 95. Golden State Warriors. 8.5 minutes to go. Oof. The Lakers. Hey, Cleveland, I got to look at this before I let you go, man. I got to look at this. I tried to look up this earlier in the show. Every time I look over here, and I see the Warriors driving to the bucket, their shot is getting thrown right back in their face. It's every time I look at this, it's like it's crazy because every time I look up and they're driving to the basket, I want to see how many freaking blocks do these Lakers have because they are shutting these guys down.
Patrolling the paint, yeah.
Davis has 3 blocks. LeBron has 2 blocks. Russell has 1 block. Vanderbilt has 2 blocks. So what's that? 8 blocks on the night? Yeah, they're controlling the paint, bro. They're controlling the paint right now. And so Looney, but there's your dragon. There's your dragon with 2 people on him and just knock it down from the hash.
From the hash?
From the hash.
From the emblem, from the way out there.
But then they come right back, and your boy not only has blocks, but number 2 is hitting that 3 just nice and comfortably.
Okay,
Vanderbilt, wherever he came from.
2.0, Steven Jackson.
Wherever he came from. Yeah, so they're up 10. Here's Poole try to be like Steph, and AD pulls it down, and here they come back again. AK 15. Yeah, this team has come together. These guys have really come together.
Oh, hey, thanks, Sam. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Thanks, man. Thanks for the compliments. Appreciate it.
Yeah, enough of that talk. We got to end the show on that note, fans. Thank you. Later, bro.